Right now, two of the world's biggest technology companies just took a major step in artificial intelligence that could shape how billions of people interact with everyday devices. According to multiple tech reports, Apple has announced a new multi-year partnership with Google to enhance its AI functionality, including a significant overhaul of its Siri virtual assistant powered by Google's advanced generative models, a move that some analysts say could reshape the competitive landscape of AI platforms and digital assistants in 2026. This isn't just another upgrade, it's a moment that highlights how the control of AI infrastructure and ecosystem partnerships may determine the next decade of technology. Stick with this video if you want to understand what just changed, why it matters, and what happens next. What just happened? In early 2026, Apple confirmed that it will integrate Google's Gemini AI models into its upcoming AI platform to power a significant upgrade of Siri, Apple's native voice assistant. This strategic move represents a shift from Apple's traditionally independent software ecosystem. Instead of building all AI components internally, Apple is now collaborating with one of its largest competitors, the same company whose technologies power much of the world's internet search infrastructure. Analysts describe this partnership as a validation moment for Google's foundational AI infrastructure, suggesting that companies once seen solely as rivals are now pooling critical technologies to keep pace with rapid advancements in artificial intelligence. Whether you're an iPhone user, an AI enthusiast, or someone trying to understand the technology shaping our future, this move marks a shift toward shared AI ecosystems with far-reaching implications. But why would Apple, a company known for closely guarding its own technology stack, choose to rely on a competitor's AI models? Let's explore that next. Why this shift matters. To understand why this is significant, it helps to look at the broader landscape. Generative AI is no longer just a novelty, it's foundational infrastructure for search, assistance, cloud services, and productivity tools. Some research suggests that the adoption of generative AI and AI-driven search engines challenges how traditional search operates, potentially reshaping how users find and interact with information online. Google has held a dominant position as the gateway to internet search for years, and its generative models such as Gemini are designed to provide more conversational and context-aware responses than traditional ranked search results. At the same time, Apple's standard voice assistant, Siri, had been facing criticism for lagging behind competitors in responsiveness and intelligence. Partnering with Google indicates that Apple recognizes the need to accelerate its AI capabilities rather than reinvent the wheel entirely. This matters for users, developers, and businesses because it suggests a shift from isolated AI development toward cooperative AI ecosystems, where data, infrastructure, and models are shared across companies to deliver faster innovation. This change might be good for performance, but what does it mean for control over user data and privacy? What happens next? Implications for users. One of the central questions around this partnership is how it will affect user privacy and data control. Apple historically has positioned itself as a guardian of user privacy, often highlighting its on-device processing and limited data collection policies. In contrast, Google has built massive cloud infrastructure and AI models with access to vast amounts of web and user data, which powers its generative services and search capabilities. By integrating Google AI into Apple products, many analysts believe Apple is balancing performance gains against the need to preserve core privacy values. According to publicly available information, Apple intends to maintain privacy safeguards through methods such as on-device processing and controlled integration while leveraging Google's cloud-based capabilities. If Apple can successfully combine advanced AI performance with its traditional privacy ethos, it could set a new standard for how large tech companies deliver intelligent features without compromising user trust. But there's another layer: how this affects the broader tech industry and competition. Competitive landscape and future tech races. This partnership could signal a future where collaboration becomes as important as competition. Right now, companies like OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, and Microsoft are all racing to build the most capable AI systems. At the same time, newer approaches to search and data access, like AI browser experiments and alternative search models, suggest that the nature of online interaction is changing. Meanwhile, issues around how AI companies crawl or access web content have sparked debate over the sustainability of the open internet model. Recent reporting indicates that certain AI systems are pulling large amounts of web data while directing minimal traffic back to original sources, which raises questions about the economic model of the web in an AI-driven world. These shifts underline a broader trend. Tech infrastructure and data access are becoming central battlegrounds, not just the surface features of AI assistants or search interfaces. So what does all this mean for ordinary users, developers, and businesses? The next few years could decide who shapes the future digital experience. Broader trends shaping tech in 2026 experts predict that the decade ahead will be marked by transformative trends such as AI-native development and domain-specific models, multi-agent systems and advanced automation, preeminent cybersecurity platforms, digital provenance and secure computing, physical AI integration in robotics and real-world tasks. These trends reflect how AI will expand beyond software into every part of technology, from cloud-scale services to edge devices and smart robotics. Understanding these developments helps us see that the Apple-Google AI deal is not an isolated event. It is part of a much larger shift in how technology companies innovate, share resources, and compete. How this could change everyday technology. For most people, the impact of this shift won't be felt in boardrooms. It will be felt in the small, everyday moments when technology quietly makes decisions for us. Voice assistants will become more conversational. Search results may feel more like answers than lists of links. Productivity tools will anticipate what users need instead of waiting to be told. According to publicly available reporting, Apple's goal with the Gemini integration is to make Siri more context-aware and capable of handling multi-step requests, while still operating within Apple's broader ecosystem of privacy controls and on-device processing. Google, on the other hand, benefits from seeing its AI models become embedded in one of the world's largest device platforms. This creates a new type of technology relationship, not just a company building a product, but companies building shared intelligence layers that operate across billions of devices. And when intelligence becomes a shared layer, the next question naturally follows: who really controls the experience? Control, trust, and the future of platforms. In the past, technology companies competed by building better hardware or better software. Now, the competition is increasingly about who controls the intelligence that runs those systems. AI models decide how information is summarized, which answers are emphasized, what suggestions appear first. That means AI doesn't just process data, it shapes how people perceive it. By aligning with Google's AI infrastructure, Apple is choosing to connect its user experience to one of the most powerful information engines in the world. At the same time, Apple continues to emphasize that it wants to be a gatekeeper for how those models interact with users, particularly around privacy and on-device processing. This balance between openness and control will likely define the next generation of digital platforms. And this balance won't just affect big companies, it will affect how developers and creators build for the future. What this means for developers and innovation? For developers, this partnership could unlock new tools and APIs that blend Apple's tightly integrated ecosystem with Google's AI capabilities. It may become easier to build smarter apps, more responsive assistants, adaptive user interfaces, but it could also create new dependencies. When AI infrastructure becomes centralized, the companies that provide it have significant influence over how innovation unfolds. Some industry analysts suggest this could lead to a future where smaller companies build on top of a few dominant AI platforms, rather than developing everything independently. That's not necessarily negative, but it does mean the structure of the tech industry is changing. And that brings us back to the most important question of all. What just happened between Apple and Google isn't simply a product update, it's a signal of where technology is headed. AI is becoming the foundation layer of the digital world. Partnerships are replacing isolation, and the companies that control intelligence infrastructure will help define how information flows, how tools work, and how people interact with technology. In the next video, we'll take a closer look at another major shift happening right now: how AI companies are changing the way the internet itself is used, accessed, and funded. If you want to understand how these forces connect, that's where the story continues.